Hello and welcome. Welcome to Cardone On Demand. This is the most comprehensive automotive selling solution on the internet. Me? My name's David Bradley, and I'm a sales and marketing manager with Grant Cardone. I've been working with Grant since March of 2011. I've been studying his material since 2003. Grant's training took me from barely surviving in the automotive industry to thriving in it. And in 2011, I got a chance to come to work with Grant and give this technology to other people. Since I started with Grant in 2011, we've had over 19 million sign-ins into this program, and we've seen production increases over 40%. So think about this for a second. In the last 10 years, how much has your business changed? Really, right? People shop and they buy totally different now. The car business, it's changing. It's changing right now as we speak. And if you take a look at Zappos and you look at Netflix, then it's real easy to recognize that success in this market, it demands real human value and experience, or the customer just goes on the internet and they buy strictly on price, right? So what that tells us is that your people are the only real competitive advantage left. So where's the opportunity then? Look, the number one reason a business fails is not because they're underfunded. It's they're unable to sell. They can't generate or maintain sales sufficient enough to keep the business solvent. And the number one reason a salesperson fails is pretty much the exact same thing. They've got big issues that are associated with their compensation, meaning how much money they're making, or their ability to produce, right? So let's look at some cold hard facts. 87% of salespeople miss their quota. 48% of salespeople never follow up. 85% of customers report being dissatisfied with their phone experience. 50% of the managers we talk to are literally too busy to train and develop their salespeople the way they should. And ironically, 55% of salespeople lack basic selling skills. So here's a story. As volume continued to grow, the demand created some large problems. Some of the processes used at Dan Cummins had become outdated. Sales training was at an all-time low, prospecting was thrown out the window, and overall customer satisfaction was beginning to decline. These are real challenges at a real dealership. So what do these things cost your business? What do customers cost? Just to drive traffic, get people in the door, get people to hit your website, get people to dial in. What does that cost? What does your energy bill look like, right? What does it cost just to keep the lights on? What does missed opportunity run, if you did the math on that? And how much are employees? We got to find them, we got to train them, and we got to keep them. What does that cost? Well, a bad hire who stays less than 6 months can cost you on average of $25,000. And the average company will spend 5 to 10 times more just to hire somebody than they will in training them and developing them. So here's another story. When you have 17 dealerships across 3 states, it's extremely challenging to provide the kind of support that employees need to ensure that every employee handles every customer the way that Rick and Rita Case expects them to be handled. The number one thing is finding a solution that would solve the employee churn within the initial 90 days of employment due to lack of production. That's a real challenge. How do you keep somebody over 90 days? Which leads us to this. What differentiates good from great? Is it skill? Is it training? Is it drive? Is it integrity? Is it personal success? Is it ability? Is it inspiration? Is it commitment? Is it motivation? Is it discipline? Is it hustle? Is it ambition? I think it's safe to say that it's probably a combination of all that. Wouldn't you agree? So what you're hopefully starting to figure out and maybe wrap your head around is that the way you train needs to evolve just like your business has. So what we did was we took training where your business has gone, which is online. The information has empowered your customers, and now we're going to use information to empower your people. We need to make sure that training for salespeople is accessible, that it's short, sweet, and to the point, that it's relevant, meaning it solves the problem, and it's got to be measurable. So we created Cardone On Demand. This is a comprehensive, interactive library of solutions to the most common sales challenges that prevent automotive business owners, managers, and salespeople from reaching their goals and their targets. We have content for sales meetings, sales certifications, and continuous learning, all delivered virtually to any desktop, tablet, or smartphone in these manageable 3 to 5 minute video lessons. So what do? Sales meetings and management-led training, sales training and certification paths for salespeople, real-time solutions when they need them, and then full accountability to make sure that what we're putting in front of your people actually impacts them and is duplicatable, that they can repeat what they're learning. Companies who invest in this kind of online learning, continuous training gives 50% higher net sales per employee. For every $1 invested in training, companies can generate an additional $30 in sales, and salespeople who have access to continuous education and coaching perform 88% better than those without it. So imagine if we just took the mid-pack of your sales team and increased their production 88%. Wow. So here's what we got. Skill development, short, easy to follow boot camps that can dial in any skill within the sales process in 2 weeks. Sales training for every topic. How to onboard a new guy right so that in that 90-day period they have a solid foundation to build a career on and literally produce. And then real-time reporting. So how do I know what my people know? More importantly, how do I know what they don't know? Who's engaging? Who's not? How do I keep an eye on things, just like a coach would, to make sure that my players are playing right? So if we look at Dan Cummins, who we talked about earlier, in September 23, we signed up for Cardone sales training. We finished 2013 with 4,022 cars sold. In 2014, we doubled down on our training and sold 5,689 units, $2,284 a car. The increase in sales resulted in $3.8 million in added revenue. From a $20,000 a year investment, we're tracking 7,000 units for 2015. In addition to measurable increases in sales, volume, and gross profit, Grant's training has helped us decrease turnover by 20%. This is the Rick Case Automotive Group. So now what? Well, I think we should have a conversation. I'd like to spend a few minutes with you on a short call or go-to meeting to hear about where you're at in your business, where your dealership's at, and more importantly, where you'd like to go, and see if there's a way for us to partner up to help you get there. I assume you got enough vendors already. I don't want to be a vendor for you. I literally want to be a partner. Here's how to get a hold of me. 310-777-0352. You can email me, david@grantcardone.com. What I'd like to do is spend a couple minutes with you in an initial call, go over the cost of the program with you, set you up with 3 days free access to use in your dealership and create a real result with it, and then we'll circle back and you let me know if this whole thing makes sense or not. 310-777-0352 or david@grantcardone.com. Thank you for watching. Look forward to hearing back from you.